And now, David, how about you? Now, you're a podcaster, you're a film director. How do you think we should be teaching the Holocaust in the 21st century?
Well, I think, for me, one of the reasons that I chose to make an audio project, despite having never done so before, I'd made a bunch of feature documentaries, was in part that the assets that I had at my disposal were black and white photographs. A lot of the principal folks were no longer with us. And yet, the stories that my grandparents had told me, the letters, the documents, the diaries of their family members that were trapped inside of the Nazi occupation of Rome were wildly page turning, for lack of a better word, super engrossing, just in the drama of it, the story of it. And I realized that it was possible that making a podcast, making something in the audio medium would actually be more immersive and immediate for the listener than a documentary film, which is what we're a little bit more accustomed to. And, in some ways, I think I have huge respect and appreciation for folks like Ken Burns and other documentarians that sort of put these assets to work, but they can make things like this feel that they are distant, removed, dry, at a safe distance from us. And I found that through an audio medium, through voices, through sound design, that perhaps we could bring this experience to feel a little bit more immediate to the listener. And that much like as when you're reading a book or a novel and you're sort of building the world in your mind's eye, and it is almost richer than you could ever, have on screen. Podcasting, I think, can do that. When I say podcasting, that sort of is a broad brush because podcast can be what we're doing right now, just some, folks having a conversation. I'm really talking about narrative podcasting, which is something that is deeply researched, scripted, uses a wide variety of source material, brings sound design, brings music, into it, much like series television would do, except of course we're telling a nonfiction story. And so I'm interested in audio storytelling in that way. You see now that the adoption of podcast is huge, particularly among the younger generation. You see young folks almost always with earbuds or earphones, on. They're constantly listening. So many of us have sort of screen overload from too much visual stimulation. And the time sometimes when we can access something is when we're driving in the car, when we're going grocery shopping, when we're cleaning around the house. And that's a time when a story, a rich, detailed, well researched, and well told, most importantly, story can draw us into a history and make it feel immediate, immersive, and relevant to our own lives. So that's part of why I turned to audio to tell my family story, and why I think that audio storytelling and narrative podcasting in particular, not only my own podcast, Pack One Bag, but I highly recommend We Share the Same Sky, which was supported by Catherine's USC Shoah Foundation, which is a beautiful, beautiful story. Projects like this, I think, can draw folks in to feel they are swept into a story. They feel the stakes of the characters. They care about the people at the heart of this, just like the students who meet Maud say, that's a person. I care about this person and what is happening to them, happening to their lives. And therefore, I feel motivated to better understand the historical context around them. I'll eat a little bit of my vegetables because I am swept up in the drama of this person and the life and death stakes, around them.